fight that internet companies have us by the balls because of the internet connection. Google's going wireless everywhere, and they're wiring it. We know it's happening. It's so crazy to me that people don't even pay attention to what's going on. I mean, what happens when we all go wireless? Then we're not at the mercy of the cable company. And how about the television industry, the TV sets that are all trying to go smart? Because they're also scared of the cable company. There's a lot of forces at hand. This is all going to change. Media's going to change. This is very much the feeling I have in my stomach, like I did when I started talking about newspapers in '05 and magazines, and people started yelling at me, and I got booed off stage at the Javits Center in '06. They're saying that I really think newspapers are in trouble to a newspaper industry, and they didn't like it, and I understand why. But the fact of the matter is, you just have to understand that this always happens. You know, the world doesn't wait for anybody, and one day the internet will dominate, and it's going to be great, and then somebody's going to invent a chip that you swallow, and we're going to do it all up in here, and everybody's going to be like, Google's going to be like, whoa, 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 and nobody's going to care, because technology has no feelings. You know, the world evolves. The world's evolving very quickly. Mobile is about to take a really big leap. There's a lot of things going on that people are just not paying attention to, and the best part about this, the real best part about this, is what it means to every one of us. This right now, that's why now is in green. Should have been underlined. Pissed. Right now is a very substantial time to get involved, because though I believe content always wins and the best will always rise to the top, first market doesn't hurt.
That's right.
You know, it doesn't hurt. And I really think that there's a lot of people that are going to win. A lot. And what I mean by winning is being comfortable. You don't need a 55-inch screen. You don't need a boat. What you need is happiness. Happiness comes in the form of doing what you love. I promise you. The least happy I've ever been in my life was every Sunday night when I was growing up. And not because the Jets lost. Though that hurt too. But because the next day I had to go to school. And I didn't like it. I've never liked not doing what I wanted. And the day I turned 30 and decided to go in this different direction, I was 1% unhappy. I was like, you know, retail wine is tough. Look, I can't even ship to this state anymore. I'm one of 5 stores that's being picked on that can't ship to Washington because of wine.com, right? So laws suck in the liquor industry, and I wasn't gonna be able to buy the Jets if I stayed in it because I didn't have enough money to fight the dirty wholesalers and the dirty politicians. So I changed my brand. 1%, one little crack of, I'm a little worried about this, and everything changed for me. I want people to start thinking about that. It's a really big opportunity. The cost, here's where it gets crazy. The cost. The fact that the cost for you guys to build a platform, whether it's WordPress or Tumblr or 6apart or Blogger, the fact that you can build a land and it costs you no money. The fact that if you want to do video, and it's not for everybody, you should know what you're best at. Some people are introverted, some people write well, some people have radio voices, can do audio, plenty of people writing on tracks, listening to audio. You know, don't disregard that. Know your spot. But if you do video, $200 for a flip cam, distribution, 0. The fact that YouTube and Vidler and Vimeo host this stuff for you, the fact that Blip TV and Tube Mogul can distribute it to 1,000 places for you for free, and where it really changed, and why it really changed in the last 36 months, even more so maybe even the last 12 months, is that marketing was always the most important part, and you had to buy banner ads and do different things, but now, because of Twitter and Facebook, word of mouth marketing, that in search engagement, that you can go to twitter.com right now and search, you know, raking leaves, or peanut butter, or cooking, and extend your hand virtually and reply somebody and say, hey, I agree with you, or I disagree, or this and that. The fact that you can now word of mouth market for $0 as well, this is the first time in the brand building history of our world, of our society, that the cost of entry to go coast to coast is 0. The fact that we can use sweat equity and caring and engagement and trump or neutralize cash is stunning. It's something that is massively underrated. It's not being talked about enough. It's not being respected enough because it's hard. 99% of people that jump into doing this after they hear me or anybody else give up because they don't have patience. And that's a big virtue that I'm trying to push because it takes a long time. I did Wine Library TV for 18 months before anybody really cared. It was a long time. And my business was going down that I built over that 10-year period because I was spending all my time building this. And 18 months is a long time to put out a video every day and spend 10 hours a day in the trenches engaging with people in forums and blogs. Because that was '06. Twitter wasn't out yet, so you got it better now. And I couldn't go into Facebook because I didn't want to be like the creepy old guy selling college kids wine because it was still college play back then. So I had to go into forums and blogs, which still, by the way, are massively vibrant, not cruel, but plenty of people. Because we're all in one game, the eyeballs game. You know, I laugh when people are like, how's Facebook and Twitter, the haters, or the anti-people, how's Facebook gonna make money? Let's see. How many of you know what Facebook Connect is? Have you seen that? You can sign into websites using your Facebook account. Yep. Facebook's gonna win the online identity. They've got 300 million users. They're super close to having almost everybody in America. It's crazy, right? So basically what Facebook is accomplishing is they're this. They're gonna become this. That's a big deal, because once you become this, it's really easy to be this. And this is going to be big. They're going to be the biggest credit card company in the world. They're going to be, first of all, they're cash positive already, because what people don't recognize is when you have a good entrepreneur running a company, anytime you have eyeballs, there's plenty of money there. And that's what you're all basically trying to accomplish, in my opinion. Even if you have 5,000 eyeballs for your travel blog, somebody wants them. If you have 100, somebody wants them. Advertisers are going to have to find new homes. They're looking now. And it's here. It's very much here, and it's going to be very much normal in 5 years. And what's interesting is when people debate it with me, I always ask them one question, especially, you know, different demos. I always say, did you ever think you were going to have a Facebook account? You know, and that always hits a lot of them, because so many people, especially the, you know, Facebook's biggest growth is 55-year-old females. Biggest. Why? Because culture. Grandma wants to see her kids, she needs to go to Facebook, because that's where grandkids' pictures are. Culture. Things that seem normal now weren't normal before. There was one day when people threw McDonald's out the window. They don't now. There was one day when the cashier did blow smoke in your face. They don't now. And there was one day when parents shook the crap out of kids when they were bad, and they don't now. Our culture is changing. Why would you buy a billboard or bus stop ad when every person in the bus is looking down at their handheld device? Things are changing. And in that change comes obnoxious opportunity. And the opportunity has never been more available to everybody as it is today. And the quicker people grasp that opportunity, the quicker they'll execute, because you will taste it. Things are happening quicker, more opportunity. It's amazing. I'm so darn pumped that I was born in this era and got to live through this, because this is big. This is real, real, real big. And people are gonna look back and be like, huh, that was bigger than I thought. And now I wanna, in true social media fashion, you know, make this a two-way conversation and open it up to questions. Thanks for coming, guys.
Woo!
Thanks for coming. All right, fire away. Everybody has to ask one. Close the doors. Yes, dear.
So in those 18 months when you were trying to gather those eyeballs, what are some of the most effective, most efficient things that you did to pull those people in?
Yeah, the question is, what were the most efficient things I did in those 18 months when I was building my library? You know, they'd be different today. I think by far the most efficient thing to do is use search.twitter. I mean, the fact that you can listen in on people's... Do you know what, if you told a marketer, if you told the madmen, you know, that there's this thing and you can listen to everybody's conversation, they crap their pants. I mean, you know, companies have paid millions of dollars in research reports 5 years ago for what you can get on Twitter right now. And it's even better on Twitter. So, you know, if you're building around your passion is aerobics, you need to go in and search the terms you know. See,